Good morning, everyone. Sharon, Human, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good.
Morning.
Good morning. How's everybody today?
Oh, just fighting this allergies.
Yeah. Most of the folks in my house are battling it too.
Crazy culture.
What'd you say? Crisis culture?
The psychology on the for the broadband ISD.
Oh,
I have 3 kids, so I have read all the emails coming from every teacher. It's
yeah,
exhausted.
it is. It's a new way of life right now with one trying to balance your work schedule at home, having to manage the kids' education, follow and take care of your family, your regular family duties. It's a new reality right now.
You think it's exhausting for y'all? I got a school teacher that's we're building a house and finish in May, and man, I was her bounce off of like yesterday for 25 minutes because I wore her out. She is so stressed out.
Oh yeah.
I would be most surprised how many teachers would want to get out of business because the parents, when school's over, because they have access to texting and calling, they text and call all night long, even on weekends. They get no break.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like we get no break. The parents text us all day, all night, and weekends.
Oh.
All right, so I expect more people, but let's cover ourselves with a word of prayer to whatever you believe in. Let's start there, and then we'll get into it. So allow me to just say a quick word. Dear Heavenly Father, bless the families, the businesses represented here, the people that will be joining us. Keep them safe and healthy. Bless the extended families. Grant us strength, mentally make us mentally strong to get through this. You're bigger than any pandemic or virus. We ask blessings for those that are dealing with the illness, cover them, and help us all come together in one effort to obey the request of social distancing, to put this behind us, to get back to whatever normal will be, but get us through this virus. So grant us mental strength, grant us prosperity and health through this period of time. It's in your name we pray, amen. Okay, all right. So tell me how you're feeling mentally.
Yeah, well.
Go ahead, let it out. I mean, this is what we're here for.
I'm doing really good. I have to give it to her. I have a list really hard. If I can just get out and do and take care of people, it would be much better.
Right.
But right now, I can't. I do have clients tomorrow, buyers.
Okay.
But all my clients that I'm doing is in new construction. So
well, that's supposed to be the hot market.
House.
Yeah, that new construction is supposed to be the hot thing. Who was I talking to? Somebody was telling me people are lined up to go see new models right now, I guess, to get out of the house. So even with it being vacant, you're going to have to protect yourself, not touching stuff and everything else because you don't know who was in there before you. So just be careful.
No, I don't have a mask and gloves on.
Okay.
So that's my main thing. And, you know, they're nurses. So.
Okay. All right. So they should
the nurses
be aware.
already know what to do.
Right.
They're not going to come out and not know what to do. So.
Yeah. How about you, Mom? What you got going?
Nothing? I'm staying home. I'm staying home.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really scary. It's really scary.
Yeah.
You know, because I would love to do a virtual tour of all my listings. But how many people done went in there and touched this and touched that? So what I'm going to do, a virtual tour of my listings with a mask on and gloves? Because
it's the new reality. So I wouldn't fault you for doing it because that's the world we live in right now. I just released this announcement today that the White House is saying it can be transferred through the air and just talking with someone. And I didn't believe that. So I was just out running without a mask and outside, exercising. And someone asked me, are you wearing a mask? And I was like, no, I'm not wearing a mask. And then I wake up to this news today. It's like, okay, so maybe I need to take heed. So whatever you do, you have to be cautious, and everybody will understand. Unfortunately, it's where we are today. So if you're on video with your mask on, walking through the house, you're doing what you got to do.
Right.
Yeah, yesterday my client, she wanna see it to lease. Actually, she's not buying.
Okay.
She wanna lease. I was about to take an appointment to show her. I told her, look, I'm not going in. I'm gonna stay in the car. I'm gonna just open the door, stay in the car, and you go in. When you leave, I go close it.
Right.
She said, "Oh, whoa, oh!" She got scared. She said, "Okay, we're not gonna go. I'm gonna go just see around and let you know if I like it or not." I was like, "This is better. This is better."
Exactly.
Because because she said the video is not the same as we can see from inside. I said, yeah, absolutely, I understand that, but I'm not gonna go watch, because yesterday my friend, she's a real estate agent, she called me. She got the corona. She has her kids and her husband did all muscle sore, throat hurt, and it was the first day. So all of them was corona now, and I got so scared. So I was like, no,
It's scary.
no.
It's
Yeah,
scary.
I mean, I'm not going to deny it is something that stays in your mind as you're out there trying to do business. So I'm not going to say don't acknowledge how you feel. Acknowledge what you can do to protect yourself. And if your decision is, I'm not going out, understand that's your decision, and find workarounds and people that's willing to work with you on your decision. Because we can still make a deal happen, but you got to do it in a way that you're comfortable with. So don't just bury your head what you haven't. I applaud you on that. Find people that are willing to work with you on your terms and still go forward.
Well, I've been listening to Kevin Rouse. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah, I know him.
You know Kevin Rouse. Kevin Rouse been doing his podcast.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's a great motivational speaker in the sense of what all is going on, because he's commercial and residential. He's a professor at Prairie View, A&M. And he was, I listen to him every podcast he has. And I really enjoy it because he really puts it out there for you, is what you should do or how to take this time and make it work for you.
Right.
Don't just take this time and just lean on the situation of, this is what's going on. And he said, if you're bored and if you have nothing to do and you're relaxing, don't feel guilty for relaxing. And people are feeling guilty because we're used to one, just like him. And I'm used to doing 50 things at one time, and I'm feeling guilty about relaxing. But that could be God's time for you to take this moment and relax.
Right. I kind of came to that conclusion myself this morning. It was like, I've been on these calls. I've been reaching out to agents outside and emailing. I just woke up just drained, and I said, okay. I even told Chad, I'm gonna do what my things today, but I said I'm gonna have to back off from some of the stuff just to kind of gather myself and check in. So don't, again, use the time wisely. If you need to check in with yourself or get your mental state together, your physical health, do that. You ladies, well, Sharon, fortunately, your son is an adult now, but those with children, you're being taxed to be teacher, realtor, wife, housemaker, all of that right now.
Thank God I ain't got kids right now in the school district.
Yeah. And you lead me into a great point about, okay, what do you do with your time right now? And I'm going to let's talk about the message that you've been sending to your database. Chad's been beating us over the head, database. What are the messages that you're sending to your database? What is your approach? Are you setting it up for future? Are you extending contribution and help? What is the message you're putting out to your database?
Well,
let's start with you, Mon.
Yeah, I ask about them, how they're safe, and if they need any help. Yeah, but just like that in the future, a lot on the future, because I'm just praying with them to be better, to have better future, but just like that.
Yeah, I would say right now it's about mind share. You want them to think about you, that you cared enough for them, about them, for when and if the situation calls for real estate help, they think about you. And so again, checking in, asking how they're feeling. But I would say if you can come from a sense of, I don't want to say positivity, but from calm and that we can get through this, encouragement, I think that will resonate better with them.
Okay.
Let's go with you, Cynthia. How about you? What message are you putting out there?
The big one's just been, how are you doing? How are you holding up? How's, can I get anything for you?
Okay.
I also scroll through my neighborhood Facebook feed.
Okay.
And so, for example, this morning there was a neighbor who was lamenting they were on their last roll of toilet paper, and they had 8 people in their family. And so I sent him a PM and said, hey, if you give me your address, I'll drop off some toilet paper on your doorstep.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Did
So
they respond?
I haven't gotten a response yet.
Okay. But again, you put yourself out there. So
Yeah.
I applaud you for that. Sharon, what have you been doing?
Oh, I've just been reaching out to my clients, and they've been enjoying it. Because number one, I do the pie giveaway, some of the, client appreciation. So pretty much, because doing the appreciation and now reaching out to them. So it's helping me reach out and just let them know I truly do care, that they are family.
Right, right.
I have had one client that did catch the coronavirus. We just closed him in November, and he had cancer before that. So it was easy for him to catch it because
Oh, no.
Oh my gosh.
and so I've been touching in with him every day, every other day, asking him, can I bring him anything? And, so he's doing much, much better.
Okay, okay.
I deal with it because my son still works. He works for Papa Murphy's. So he goes 5 days a week.
Wow, yeah.
So I'm forever spraying my house down because, he's going to work.
Right, yeah.
I just feel that in this time, like I tell most people, like one of my clients that lives in, I walked in to list her house and bought her house, and they live in, her and her husband, they turned around, rented the house. They're older people, they're in their 80s. And they wanted to go to one of those senior places, and then the husband had the great idea, why don't we just rent the house from you since you're gonna buy it? Well, I called them and talked to them, and they're doing real good. They were just talking about some of the words that people need to sit back and think about, also to get through. There should be something that in your household with your family that you have to say that will get you through this time of the virus. Something that you all know that y'all can, live on and share with other people.
I agree with that.
Your client.
I agree with that.
So, right, when you call them, give them something positive that you can talk with them about, and for them to talk to their family about.
Right.
Like she was saying that her husband was suffering with high blood pressure because during this time his blood pressure is too high because his sister passed away last week, and now he's suffering high blood pressure. So there's, it's just things that you talk about, because what I'm finding now, everybody wants to talk. Everybody's
Yeah.
something.
Yes, you're right.
They're going to do something. So, just willing to, sometimes we ask those questions, how are you doing? But do you
ready
really
for the answer?
How are they doing?
Okay, so that is a true statement right there, because I have run across one of my past clients that I ended up nobody was sick, thankfully, but her significant other left her. She had to leave her house, and she's moving with her mom, and she's got kids, and she's unemployed. And like, I've got toilet paper.
And sometimes it's just listening and just being someone they can vent to. I've been calling other companies, and before, I mean, some of these agents were just like, click, not interested, goodbye, don't call me. And people are now like, you know, and I just say, hey, I'm just calling agent to agent, company to company, how you doing? And it's, you know, it's amazing. They'll say, well, you know, things are slow. I don't know what to do. I don't know where I am. How, you know, I got business going, but not like it should be. And the conversation is just a whole nother plane. They're willing to talk. And these are agents that I have never spoken to before. Independents. So not big companies. These are independent agents and brokers. And they're sharing their, you know, openly. And I'll say, hey, if you want to join us for this or that, they say, hey, send it over. I appreciate it. I'll take a look at it. Whereas before, when we were caught up in our own thing, I'm not interested. Don't call me. Click. So the conversation, everybody needs conversation right now. Yeah.
That's a good point, especially the smaller independent brokers who might not have the resources behind them to stay competitive in this environment.
Exactly. So we're all in the same boat. Just to let you know, I've been working with my command, and I'm pretty happy with it. I've been able to reach so many people via email and text. I finally got it set up over these past couple of days. Yesterday evening, I probably sent out definitely over 200 emails and about 200 text messages within about an hour. When I had everything tagged. Yeah, I mean, I'm really impressed with the reach.
Paid thing to work.
It took a long time, Sharon. I'm just going to tell you. You know, I was calling Norman. I had to call KWRI. I got Twilio set up finally, and I complained to them, Twilio, and then I hadn't worked for about a week, and I went back in the other night and saw it was connected. So I said, okay, and I went to playing with it, sent out a few tests, and I saw the message come through, and I just went.
Campaigns and Command was having an issue on the Facebook side earlier this week. It's been corrected. So if you tried to put in a paid campaign earlier in this week and we're not able to do it, try again now and it should work.
Okay.
We tried, me and my assistant.
Wednesday it wasn't
right
working,
after the meeting, and Thursday we were not able to get anything in to send out.
Wednesday it was not working. It was a Facebook update issue, and now I was able to go in last night and do the paid ad, and so everything seems to be working now.
Yeah, so I would definitely encourage you, if you can get some names in there and just play with it. The reach that it gives you and the ease of which it gives you the reach is what's impressive to me. But, you know, I would be dialing all these people, and I'm still got to make the phone call to double up. But being able to just text and email so many people at one time, that's amazingly powerful. So do what you can to tighten up your database for that capability alone.
Can you text video yet?
I have not played with that, but that is excellent question. Have you done it?
No. I was thinking of, so the Dave, the mortgage guy, sends out video text messages, and I know he's not sitting there typing in everybody's number. So I'm trying to figure out how he does it. I think he posts them to YouTube and then sends the link to YouTube.
Okay, that's possible how he does it. Okay, go ahead.
Keith, your emails that you're sending out, are you setting those up through MailChimp?
No. What I do is I set a smart plan up. Lisa Ishman told me, you set a smart plan of what you wanted to say, and then you go back and you click your contacts that you want that to go to and assign it to that smart plan, and it's gone.
Okay.
Yeah, it was that easy because MailChimp is complicated, and I haven't had the time to sit down and play with it. And
my assistant does all that. I don't play with that because that right there worked my nerves. Okay?
Yeah, it was too much. It's too much for me.
I mean, being all this technology smart, all this stuff has really caught me off guard because this is not me, and I'm not used to put it that way.
Yeah.
And I have learned so much.
Yeah, we're all learning so much.
Yeah, because not just being on the calls with everybody here, I'm also, you know, a lot of the other companies and people are putting out Zoom and webinars and all this. So I catch everything I can catch because I'm in a learning stage. And it's so funny that not just in the learning phase, also where you want to ask yourself where do you want to go after all this is over? What do you want to do after all this is over?
Right. That's a good question.
Are you in that spot? This is the right spot for you?
Right.
You know,
right.
reevaluate you too.
It's a good question.
Some of us don't reevaluate ourselves, and some of us don't even, on our busy day of going all the time, we don't even give God a chance to even communicate with us,
Right.
to talk to us and tell us where he wants us to be. We
Right.
just
Can
go, okay.
Go ahead, Cynthia.
I love what you're saying, because one of the things that I've thought about, and this is so not real estate related, the fact that we can't go out, the fact that my kids are not in school and not in doing their activities after school has really slowed our pace of life down.
Yeah.
Yes, there's chaos as we try to get homeschooling done, and I'm trying to make my calls and things like that. But one thing I'm seeing is we're interacting more as a family because they're tired of screen time. They've exhausted it, so we're talking more. When I went to go pick up supplies, all of the games, like the board games, are sold out.
Wow.
Right? I go out, we're tired of being cooped up, so we go for a walk in Aliana, and all these families are out on walks and bike rides.
Yeah.
It's really slowed the pace of life down and focused us on what's really important.
What's really important. Yeah. Yeah.
So yes, it's terrible, but I see that as a huge silver lining, reminding us what are the important things that are in life.
You're right. You're right.
Okay.
So,
question.
Yes.
Related to real estate, something. I got a call yesterday. He's a real estate agent, but he has a house to list, and he said he's in Keller Williams, in the Woodland, I think. They're not allowed to list their own house.
Right.
So he gave it to somebody from other brokers to list it, but she listed so high price, and he's not happy with her. He wanna terminate her listing, and he wanna give it to me. Are we allowed to list it like that, or
Yes, you can.
Period or something?
Yeah, you're gonna list it with him, and he's the seller, he's the owner, but he's using you to sell the property. So whatever commission arrangement you work out with him is fine. That's between you and him, but you're the listing agent for that property.
What the commission I should give?
MLS
that
agent.
Say that again, Sharon.
Just make sure you put in MLS that owner is an agent.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And what should commission I give? What the commission I have to put?
What you want.
Yeah. What do you want? It's up to you. I can't tell you what to charge you, but I mean, you got to charge something one enough. It has to be attractive enough to attract another agent to bring a buyer, and attractive enough that you get what you want out of it, and he gets what he wants out of it. So.
And another question. There's someone live in Palestine and want to buy a cash buy. How they can buy now in this situation? He cannot travel to come here to buy it.
Problems, girl.
Yeah. Don't you have great problems?
Just saying. Okay.
Does he have an account here in the U.S.?
Yes, but not all the money in the account in the U.S. He has money a lot in Palestine. So can he forward the money to the?
You'd have to talk with he'd have to talk with his bank, and how can he transfer the money?
And the title company.
And the title company.
Talk to a title company.
Call Joanne and ask her.
Okay.
Call Joanne and ask her. She'll let you know how he could do it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so let's jump back to real estate. The one tactic I had in there, tactic 11, was addressing the market at the moment. we don't know what the market of the moment will be, because right now we're in this holding phase. But everything I've been reading is saying more than likely we're going to be looking at a recession when we do come out of this. And so if that is indeed the case, housing prices will go down. Buyer reluctance may be higher. And that leads us to a whole nother thing of, if that is the case, people will be in trouble with their mortgages. You may see defaults increase and that whole cycle begin. So this is another time, as you're reaching out and building your pipeline and reaching out to people, I would recommend boning up, learning what you can about default sales, REO sales, short sales, so that if we do go into a recession, you are familiar with those and be ready to jump on those markets, because those will be niche areas for you to excel in where other people may not be aware. So how many of you have ever worked a short sale? I know you have, Sharon. Anybody else worked a short sale?
No.
No.
Okay, find out all you can about it. It's a tedious process, but with people hurting financially, and when we come out of this, those people who didn't have a strong cash reserve or their jobs just walked away from them, they're gonna be having to make some tough decisions. So they might,
Well,
go ahead.
and lenders are also tightening up their requirements, their lending requirements. Somebody, I was talking with a lender yesterday, and she was saying her numbers are like 680.
Yeah, I've heard
So
680, 640.
That could potentially, well, that's going to dry up our pool of buyers as well.
Yes, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. And so familiarize yourself with those situations, because if the buyer pool is tighter, people that need to sell, there's not going to be that many buyers available if the requirements are tighter. Housing prices are going to come down, and some people may just have to find a way out from underneath the mortgage. So it's not something I want to see happen, but it's all likelihood it could happen. So the more prepared and knowledgeable you are going into that, you'll be better positioned to take it, to use it for your advantage when it gets there. All right, so let's get ready to conclude with something positive. What are your plans for the weekend? What do you have going? Time with the kids? What do you have going? What you gonna do this
We're
weekend?
tired from the kids.
Yeah, a lot of people are tired with the kids. Huh?
I'm gonna play Monopoly with my sons.
I think I got that on tap with my bunch too. We got somebody here talking stuff about them being a Monopoly champion. So we're gonna have to
mine's talking smack too. So I
we
gotta let them know who's
knock them down a notch or two.
There you go.
That's right.
Last time we played, he kind of got me. He bought up all the houses. He got the message about investing.
Oh yeah.
So now we're gonna see about the commercial part.
Yeah, we got complaints about house rules and all that other stuff. So we're gonna play by the house rules. So
right, there you go.
What about you, Cynthia?
So my husband's birthday is next week. I think we're gonna have a small birthday celebration for him.
Okay.
And maybe try to combine. Oh, thank you. I'll let him know. But I also have my niece and my nephew here, so I think we're going to try to sneak in an Easter egg hunt.
Okay, you're going to attempt an Easter egg hunt. We're not trying. There is no try.
Well, we're gonna do an Easter egg hunt.
Okay, and just to let you know, I know the office was talking about doing a virtual happy hour today at 5. I don't know if that's still going to go off or what the link is going to be, but reach out to Norman just to bring us all together, to be together, just to rebuild that connection again. So they talk about a virtual happy hour at 5 if you can do it.
How are we gonna put us all on video?
That's why Norman's a tech man, not me.
How many people on video can you get on the Zoom? Do you know?
I know for with the free one, I think you can get up to 100, and they have upgraded they've upgraded the one that we do our team meeting on, so he can get maybe 300. So
yeah, but that's non-video, because the non-videos, like the one for the team meeting, that's just
that's a webinar.
Ask questions, just the web.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
about like
like
this.
this?
Get
I don't
on
know.
video.
I don't know, but that's Norman. So I'm about to get cut off myself. I just saw the message that I'm running out of time. So I don't want an abrupt ending. Let's wrap it up. Have a good weekend.
Okay.
Stay safe. Make it productive. Take care of yourself. See you on Monday.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.